Imagine, if you will, in the world of Ashentale, on the continent of Shill, in the lands to the south, there lies a beacon of righteousness. Its brilliance illuminates even the darkest hours, ceaselessly combating corruption and greed. However, deep beneath the earth, an insidious malevolence stirs, drawing the unwavering gaze of fate itself. It slumbers, biding its time until it emerges from the depths with a voracious hunger for light. Yet amidst this impending darkness, the gods of Ashentale remain vigilant, strategically maneuvering their pieces on the cosmic chessboard.
Welcome back to Original GM. I'm Hupahu and joined with the gang today. Episode 52. Should be the end of the season, but there were some shadow sessions that kind of minus that to 6 from 52, which means we have 6 episodes left before the end of the season, but we are going to throw a couple shadow sessions in there, so there'll be more this season than there were in 2 and 3. But we're getting there, close to the end of the season.
That's Jerry.
Yes.
Your season finales are no joke. I'm a little nervous. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I don't know, but if you remember last episode, we were in Lux.
We were.
You guys had gone to the security control room where the new admiral was, and this and that. You remember all that. The med bay that you went to get checked was the one next to the security control. When you go there, I forgot to mention that Gavor, that he'll be required to once a day report to that med bay and be checked out because of the situation with his consciousness and all of that. Then I stopped you guys at the docking bay where you came out of security control. Ren, you had mentioned after the episode that you wanted to look through that file.
Yes.
The briefcase, look at the file.
While everybody was getting their med.
While they were getting the med checks and everything, you got all that done and you can look into that and you know what's in it. I spoke to you, told you what it was. So you know.
Okay.
So that's.
And I will take care of that as needed.
That's where we'll start
And
this
gameplay.
evening. There goes our dog again, hungry. Go lay down, I'll feed you in a little bit. Go on.
She's always hungry.
Go lay down. All right. You guys are standing in front of security control.
She'll look at Seth and say, hey.
What?
She'll look at Seth and she'll say, hey. You are now chief of security. She'll smile.
What's that mean? Same thing?
Rank higher. Step higher.
I didn't think there could be one.
I didn't think so either, but
Okay.
that was what was suggested.
So chiefs basically are in charge of all those that are within that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Unless they're outranked. Even on other ships and that kind of thing, you know. Or on the station, for example. If you're not wearing your outfit, then that's different. But so you've commissioned to have the magical weave, the arcane,
And then the alchemy stuff for them.
and the alchemy. You got that submitted, and
The machine.
the machines,
Sewing machines.
sewing machines that Kara's requested, and as much fabric and alchemy junk as possible.
Pillars of light.
And then the pillars of light, the sunbursts. They so the thing about them, and when you start asking questions about that, Kara, who do you ask?
Well, first
Her?
I asked her.
Okay, so who do you talk to when you request that? So when you actually, you'd just be submitting forms, is what you're going to submit.
Okay.
Maybe Elis might.
Yeah, she
know
can
more.
talk to him. She needs to talk to him anyway.
Okay. All right.
Before she walks away from, well, before we go to med bay, Is there?
No, we're outside medbay. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
if you want to, I'm trying to put there's time in between, so yeah, but I don't want
Right.
to rewind. So,
Right.
go ahead.
Okay.
What did you want to do?
Well, I want to ask Ren, is there any way we could use the Museum of Love and Beauty?
Okay. I think it's just a question.
I wanted to have a conversation with Risa, but I wanted it to be in private. And this is via telepathy, so...
So I don't know. That's not really up to me. That would be up to whoever the curator of this museum is. And usually if it's not companion business, they're probably not going to be okay with that.
Is someplace else I could go?
Maybe the Temple of Aphrodite?
Okay.
But I don't know, taking her there might be a little suspect.
Well,
This is in her head.
yeah, I would just be meeting her there separately, not at the same time. I just...
That's really the only place I can think of.
Okay.
Especially here.
Mm-hmm.
We're being watched,
Right?
obviously.
Which is... Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. So that's happening between the medbay and security control.
Right. And then after we all have our physicals and we check out fine and everything, she would say to Risa via telepathy again, when you have time, could you meet me at the Temple of Aphrodite?
You attempt telepathy to the ship, and there's no connection to anybody.
I thought she was in the med lab too.
No. She's on the ship.
Oh,
You can't contact her while you're inside here. It doesn't seem to be working.
well, then she'll go to the ship and...
Yeah, so we'll go all the way forward to where we're coming out of security control, and you guys are all standing right there on the docking bay.
Okay.
You can do that now.
She tells Seth about the thing,
Okay.
about the promotion.
Tell us, Seth, about your promotion.
And she'll tell them, Vice Admiral Xavier is no longer on the ship. And Bill Boff is the pilot now.
Why is she not there?
I don't know.
All right. Any other changes?
We're gonna need a second pilot. All the Geo9ers have been replaced.
That died.
That died.
Can we get some
They've
additional...
all been given a ring.
Yeah, they've all been given ranks, they've all been replaced. We're gonna need another pilot, a second pilot, and trying to get me to fire
Why? Oh, that's right. I remember that conversation.
Yeah, I'm not going to, but I am gonna go have a talk with him.
Okay. Do you want company or no? Okay. I mean, Doll said she can do navigation, but does she want to do that full time?
Doll, is it something you'd be interested in, or would you rather us find somebody
She doesn't know
else?
you've been telepathy.
Oh, she'll say out loud, Doll? I forgot we were telepathy. Doll?
Yes.
She would, she'll tell the party and say Xavier. She'll tell everybody about Xavier as they're all walking.
Okay.
But then she'll say, Doll, do you want the position of the other pilot on the ship, or is that something you would want to do full time, or would you rather me find somebody else? Because I know you were interested in navigation and those types of things.
You know, I am. I was and I am, but I don't know that.
Well, it would be hard for you to go on away missions if that was what you decided to do.
Right.
Because you're the other pilot. So if we need to find somebody, we can.
Yeah. If you filled in the third spot, that would be okay. That would help you be able to go on away missions. But if you were the second pilot, that would make it almost impossible.
I think my talents are probably better utilized.
I just wanted to give you the opportunity. I figured that was what you'd say. So, no worries.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh.
She's walking. we're talking.
All right, so you guys
back
are
to the
walking
ship.
down
Yeah.
down the docking bay.
Yeah, we're.
The entrance to security control is by B3 here. It's just a gate that goes in into the back room of the security control. Security control. You come down this way down the docking bay to where dock control is, that four-way right there. As you're walking in, you come across this area and you start to see your ship in view. You can see those guys that I told you about before, dressed in the black, standing in front of the ship, like guarding the entrance. There's two of them in there.
Wonder if we're allowed to get on right now. She'll walk up.
So you're gonna go that way?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
She's gonna go change her clothes and then come back out and start sending telepathies to Elis.
All right. So you start going that way. Zen will follow you. Gavor or Zumbar says, "Are we going back on the ship?"
Just Seth was right behind her, so.
I hate to mention this, but I'd
No.
like to get my body back.
We need to figure that out. I don't even know what's going on with it right now. That's one of the things that we need to do.
Well,
see if
that body I'm not concerned with, but the one that was taken by Queensland perhaps will work.
okay. So who would we get a hold of for something like that?
General Reva's the one that took it, is what he says. Timmy's like, "Hey, are we on leave or what's the deal, man? Are we cool to do whatever?"
As far as I know, the only thing they said was we're not to leave Lux. Sorry.
It's all right. You're standing there, and up behind Timmy comes this beautiful brown-haired, big curls, just knockout gorgeous girl that's around 19 years old. And she comes walking up with a uniform on. And
Ryan will turn and look at her.
she has a file in her hand, and when she walks up, she salutes you. Beautiful amber eyes. Timmy's like, she hands them to you. She goes, "Reporting for duty, Captain."
Open them.
Her name is, might want to write this down because it's a new crew member.
Okay.
Vela is her name. What? Veyla. Vela. Last name Born, V-O-R-N, Born. And Timmy's mouth's open, like he's staring at her, like, you know, like he's
Seth will reach over and close.
like he's seen a ghost, you know.
Why
She
is
smiles, turns and looks at him as this is going on, and kind of quirks herself, and then she goes back to you like, "Oh my goodness, that's somebody I know." Like she recognizes him. He's still just like.
Why is she on the? Why is she? What's
Pilot.
Her, pilot?
Yeah.
Oh. Somebody will let her know. Nice to meet you.
You as well,
Vela.
Captain. I look forward to serving. I went to the academy in Queensland,
Okay.
Starlight Academy, she says.
Okay. Well,
It was spoken that I was requested directly by you, and I was just curious what you saw in me that required that you wanted me to serve with you. You see Timmy go,
I just realized who she is. She'll say, it was your affinity for the way. She'll look at her.
"Oh, very well. Then perhaps I will be performing more duties than being a pilot."
She'll smile at her.
That'll actually quirk Seth's eyebrows.
Is Timmy
Unfortunately,
still looking at her?
yeah. He's looking right at the captain, at Ren. He's like,
She's ignoring him.
Okay.
Her attention
She goes, unfortunately, if I have two jobs, I won't be able to concentrate on one or the other. You know, if you tie two birds together, though they have four wings, they cannot fly.
We'll talk about it.
Of course, Captain. Whatever it is that you request. Shall I come aboard?
Come on board.
She salutes and stands behind the group. And she turns and looks at Timmy and she goes, what happened to you? He like when she stands, everybody starts to turn to go to the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
He looks at her and he's like, oh, you know, I guess I was too young for you. She goes, you did that on purpose? You were testing me? What were you doing? He's like, I don't know, we can talk about this later.
Ren's just walking
you guys-
forward.
Seth, he kind of moves over closer to you as you guys start walking and moves away from her a little bit. And she just keeps walking.
He still has that eyebrow up.
Right. As you're going, he levies to you. He's like, that's her.
I gathered that.
Captain
Everybody got that.
requested her.
Mm-hmm.
Something
aware.
is fucked up, man. I don't know how you guys knew who she was. I don't know who did this, but I need to thank them. He says in your head.
Thank her?
Head
Just
forward.
looks at you, he's like, not now. Not now.
Probably not.
Yeah. You guys go all the way down the dock and come up docking bay and come up to your ship, and they just stand there. They don't move, and you come walking up, and the door opens. And
They're not standing in front of the door, are
nope,
Nope.
to the sides.
they? She'll walk in.
Okay. You walk into the ship. You can see guys dressed like them going through the cargo bay, walking around with clipboards, doing different things within the ship. It's like they are searching it from top to bottom is what it looks like. When you walk in, Tazar looks at you. He's like, Captain.
Commander.
As long as it's not my clipboard.
She'll walk through.
The whole time, this tiger's been walking with you. Nobody's looked twice.
Beautiful.
And Seth is constantly scratching between ears. And
She'll find one of the Geo-9ers
Mhm.
and ask him to escort Vela so that she can take a look at where she's going to be working and all of that. I can't think of the name of it.
One of the Geo-9ers?
Mhm.
Okay.
the bridge and the
Yeah, all of that
Oh,
stuff.
you mean the bridge and
Mhm.
everything.
corridors
Right.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she'll tell him if you have any questions, just ask.
Thank you so much, Captain. This is exciting.
It is.
And she turns and
Captain, you gonna let her know that afterwards she's got time off? Or you just...
I
Okay.
think she's excited to go.
Alright.
That's what it seems like anyway. We'll see.
she goes off.
She's gonna go change back into her normal clothes.
Okay, so you leave too? You come out of the cargo bay and start going?
Mhm.
Okay. Timmy hurries up behind you and he says in your head, he's like, hey,
Hey,
thanks.
you're welcome. Make sure you tell Euless thank you too.
All right, I will.
He helped.
But she knows. I'm sure she suspects something. I didn't know you guys were going to do this.
I know.
So I'm going to tell her that.
It's possible deniability.
Awesome.
Maybe now he'll quit fucking off and trying to go back to Queensland.
Hey, if I haven't told you already, you're a great captain.
Oh, thank you, Timmy.
Takes off.
She's gonna go
It places being
swept.
swept.
Yeah.
There's 2 locations that they have, or 3 locations that they have not gone. The medical bay, your office,
Mhm.
and security, the security room. Those are 3 locations that they are not in. But they are everywhere else. They're in the living quarters. The living quarters, they would be in the hallway of the living quarters, but they wouldn't be in the living quarters.
It wouldn't go in our rooms.
They haven't done that, no. flight control. They're not up there. That door is sealed. It's only open for certain individuals. Captain and others. And people could teleport with the teleporter, but if you're not supposed to be there, you're not supposed to be there.
Right.
All right, so you go and change clothes and do the things, and goes with you. She's like, "What are we doing? What are we?"
I don't know. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna telepathy Elis and find out what's going on with the guild. Like if our dues are paid, if we need to go get our checkups, what's going on with that. Yeah, let me do that. She'll telepathy Elis. She'll be like, "Hey,
Everything taken care of?
yeah, we're okay. Everything seems to be alright."
Wonderful, wonderful.
But I have some questions.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Mine and Zen's membership with the guild and our checkups and our
All
dues.
good. All good. You will be required to have a checkup once they find out you're back.
Okay.
Which I'm sure they know.
Which I can go to the museum. We can go to the museum here and do that, right?
Yeah, you've been transferred to this museum.
Oh. Oh, I'm sure Frisk isn't happy about
Your dues
that.
are paid, by the way.
Thank you. Anything else I should know?
Your curator is Cheryl.
Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay. Says she's gonna name her.
If you ever want to go back to Queensland, if you can, of course, that is an option.
Probably not. I need my stuff though.
I can do that. Where is it?
In my room.
I can take care of that for you. Matter of fact, I think it's probably already been done.
Oh, okay. I have a question.
Zin's been transferred as well.
Has she?
Yes, she'll be with you there.
Really?
Yeah. I hear that she was recently requested.
Yeah, she was.
That's a good thing.
It is. Isn't it though?
It is.
Can I ask you a question? Something that I learned.
What?
Why wasn't I on the registry?
Oh. You'll have to ask Nerva about that. But
How is she?
currently, that's not possible.
Huh?
Currently, that's not possible.
No.
No.
Why?
The sickness that was in her brain
Mm-hmm.
came back.
What?
She's lost.
What do you mean?
I mean, she's in the Temple of Aphrodite under lockdown.
Like, she got
Yeah.
repossessed?
Yes, there's portions of
What?
their temple that actually are no longer sacred ground because of what's taking place between Nerva and Remington.
There's still no answers for that?
No, it's been a year. Even General Reva has attempted all that she can. She's brought people here from... yeah, I mean, it's bad. What we know is that portal must be closed for them to be able to even have some sort of semblance of healing. And even then, we don't know if it's even possible to get rid of what this is. It's dark. According to Natan Regal, the high priest of the Temple of Aphrodite, he's never seen anything like it. He told me the other day that it's the only thing he's ever encountered that he could not heal with the power of his goddess, who apparently is his mother.
Did she already know that?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't think so. Anyway, might want to check on your friends.
My friends.
Yeah, the Vanguard guys.
Are they okay?
Well, they're okay, but their commander's not. He is in a break.
Why?
Failure to report to his... Well, I mean, he reported, but he would not release any information about the Sub Rosa. And the others were ordered by him to not speak of it. And I guess he took the fall for them all. They've been released. I think they're on leave right now. or they're back on your ship. I don't know. But I know that he's in the brig, according to General Galaxis. He's locked down. Even to the point that Galaxis is looking for a new commander for the Void Vanguard, which is just not right.
That's not right. What can be done?
Well, on my end, not much, unfortunately. On yours, you might be able to get something done. I know that sounds strange, but the politics involved in this situation are very complicated, and let's just say that I don't have any trump cards in that situation. It's out of my suit.
Bump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Beavis. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How are you? Happy late birthday, by the way.
You too. I'm doing good. Yeah. This war has been insane, especially since I know that the real war is out where you're at. The one that's happening down here. Yeah. I don't think it's a gold star.
I thought that for a while.
And I'm not saying it's our enemy or it's an enemy of ours. I'm just saying I don't think it's gold star.
They go too far.
Who?
Never mind.
Of course.
Thank you, Beavis.
Welcome, Ren.
Chill this, can I?
Alright, so all that's going on. Doll,
Yes.
you go back on the ship. Where do you go?
She would just take off the suit off the top of what she had and put it in her bag.
Okay.
She needs to get in touch with Mother Hightower.
So she's in her room? Is that where she goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
You're in
creepy
there.
fuckers are down here, huh?
Yeah, they're down in the hallway. They're not in your room, but they're in the hallway. They look at you when you come by, but they don't do anything. You go in your room. Timmy comes. He's been following. He comes in with you. He's like, so. And the door closes. He's like, so.
So.
What can we do? And no offense, but what can we do about the living thing going on here? I guess I should get another room? Yeah.
Probably. Or, you know what? Actually.
I mean, I don't want to kick you out, and I don't, you know what I mean? Like.
No.
But I think.
Actually, I have something different that I want to do.
I'm older now, and. I mean, I've seen you naked a million times. You see me naked a million times. It's not about that. It's about other non-brothers and sister type peoples.
I get it. And it's no worries.
I mean, I've never done this before. I just turned 16, man. You know?
I do.
Yeah. You're thinking he's too young. Hey, like if she found out that he was 16, even though he
Don't you think
looks aged, because he's talking about what's in his head. You know what I mean? He's not talking about what's on the outside.
Don't you think that you should not lie to her? If you lie to her, she's gonna find out.
What do you mean? I mean, if I tell her how old I really am? Oh, I can't do that, Tall. She already told me that I was too young. If I tell her that, then she's just gonna say I'm too young. But wait a minute. I'm not supposed to do that anyway, but but some people do. He looks at you. Anyway, okay, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna go get something to eat, he says. And he goes to the door. Now he goes quickly, like to escape what you're saying.
She's like, slam.
And when he goes out, one of them is standing against the bulkhead directly in front of your door on the opposite side of the hall, looking right at you as the door opens, and then it closes, and Timmy's like, and then it closes. Timmy goes to the right. He goes, creepy. You don't like it.
Yeah. I don't like being here anymore.
So, Seth,
Sir.
some of the Geo9ers are telepathying to you, various ones, about, they believe this is a security breach, that they're searching the ship. Is this, we've been told that this is standard operating procedure and that this is something that's supposed to be happening, but they wanted to make sure that it was. They requested access to the security room, and we denied that until we talked to our commanding officer, which is you.
Right.
And then another one telepathies to you. So you're getting too many telepathies. You can tell by what's happening, the break of chain of command with them all in different sections, that they're not communicating with each other like they should be. And you could tell it's because they don't want these fuckers here. Like
Right.
there's a feeling, a sense of, they know, they go by the rules, they never break them. Yeah, it's more or less them asking you for help.
Right.
You know, that's what they're saying, is like, our security's being, yeah, anyway.
Ren,
And as you walk in, you see them, they're fucking everywhere.
Yeah. First thing he did is grab his clipboard, grab
Yeah.
a cigar, and then Ren,
Yes?
they're asking for access to the security room.
No.
So
By whose authority?
it's a good question.
Ask him.
All right. So he'll go and find one.
Okay.
By whose authority are you requesting access to this security room?
He's using some kind of magical wand over in a corner by the crates where you're at in the cargo bay, and you say that, he stops and he turns and looks at you, and just kind of like, you see his eyes kind of narrow a little bit, and he says, "I'm sorry, Commander, what was that?"
It's Chief, and yes, I haven't changed the insignia on my uniform yet. We're waiting for new uniforms.
Apologies, Chief.
Now, by whose authority are you requesting access to our security room?
Marshal Valkyrie, of course, sir.
So, he'll telepathy to you, Marshal Valkyrie.
The one with the black hair and the blue eyes.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't she told to stop?
You don't know.
Would it be inappropriate to select the Admiral Nova? Is that inappropriate?
And while he's waiting for an answer, he'll light his cigar. And,
Would that be all, Commander? Or Chief?
what?
He would say, "Would that be all, Chief?"
No. Wait.
He nods and puts his hand to his side. The rest of the ones that are in the cargo bay, they stop what they're doing immediately, all of them, and they stand up and just kind of stand at attention waiting in that room. You know, on the rest of the ship, you're not sure about that, but in this room. What?
Would it be inappropriate for her to select the Admiral?
Not inappropriate, strange, but not
Strange,
inappropriate.
okay.
Because you don't really know, also you don't really know anything, like you don't know how
How it all...
you don't know what took place, you don't know. Like for you to say, "Hey, I thought," you don't know.
I don't know. So Kazav might be the person to talk to.
Maybe.
Commander Kazav?
Yes, Captain.
These guards, and I'm not really sure who they are asking for access to our security room by Marshal Valkyrie's request. Is that abnormal? or I just want to make sure that this
I don't know if
isn't-
it's abnormal, Captain. I did what I could, and I know that it was. None of us have been questioned, is what he says to you. They are merely searching the ship.
Okay.
I believe this is protocol from Marshal Valkyrie, as I have heard.
Okay.
Would you like me to try to get it stopped?
No, not necessarily. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't, I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. I was told by Admiral Nova
Yeah.
that anything that had occurred up to this point was basically forgive and forget, and that from here on out things needed to be on the up and up.
They're not asking any questions. Maybe it's just a.
Just a routine search.
Yeah, maybe
Should
it's
I allow
just
them
for
access?
information. What?
Do I have the authority to deny them access to the security room because of security?
Captain, this is your ship.
So
You
I
have
can say
access
no.
to deny entry to even an admiral if you wish.
I see.
They will have to take care of it on their end if they want access. But you have the ability to.
And these aren't Geo-9ers, right?
No.
So they're just random. Yeah. No. So she telepathied Seth, and she would say, so if they want to search the normal areas of the ship, that's fine. They do not have access to Rosa. They do not have access to the security room, and they do not have access to private quarters or the med bay. Because these are not Geo-9ers. We don't know who these guys are, if it's a breach of security.
And Seth will pass that information along.
Okay. Very well, Commander. Or Chief. Sorry, you wouldn't say that again. Very well, Chief. I will.
Security reasons.
We
don't know who these guys are.
And he will make that
I will
very,
notify the others. He says.
he will make that very clear. Security reasons.
Of course. They go back to what they're doing. They don't access those areas. One of them leaves from the front that was guarding the front door. One of them moves and leaves. As soon as that happens, you would notice it because the airlock's open. He goes. Off he goes. They leave shortly after that. They stop their search and they exit the ship.
Good. Bullshit. Oh, I forgot to order that stuff through Elis, and then fuck, Commander Crow. There's so much. I'm losing track of shit.
It's all
Are
right.
you doing that to me on purpose? Are you trying to make a point? Is that what's going on here?
I told you once long ago that the best way to be a captain is to delegate. But anyway,
She's gonna look at Zen and say, "They arrested Commander Crow,
what?
and they're trying to hold him and put a new commander in place because he would not give them any
Hell
information."
no.
That's what I'm saying.
Hell
I don't know
no.
what to do. We need to do something. What do we do?
You want me to take care of it?
Can I put you as my second in command?
Yeah.
I can do that, right?
I guess. I
and
don't
then
know.
you can take care of those things.
I
with
really
right
do-
rank.
I don't really know that answer. But I'm sure the crew will accept it.
Yeah. Will you take care of that? See what
Yeah,
you can do about
I
Commander
got it.
Crow Dog? That's bullshit.
I'll let you know.
Thank you.
You see her walk over and she
And
starts.
we need to go get our
she's-
checkups and meet the new curator
She starts changing. You know, she's like, oh, okay.
before we leave.
The new curator.
The curator here. I'm
Changes.
sorry.
She changes. You see her put the uniform on in front of you,
Does she?
but she starts looking at certain areas and she rips it in a couple areas, like on her legs on the side. She makes a rip on the side, and then you see her pull out some leather and she starts doing leather working and making this crisscross pattern on her leg.
She just stops talking and just starts watching.
What?
That's cute. I
Much
like
cuter,
it.
right?
Yeah.
She pulls out a knife and
that's fine.
she does it here. You know, she rips the button things off on that and then just puts grommets
It's
and.
fine. It's
and-
sitting on the thing.
Okay.
Something like
Of
that.
course. I'd love to.
So, Elis transferred your museum and mine
How the fuck did he do that?
to here.
How?
I don't know.
I have to do that. You have to do that. How did he put request?
I don't know. That's.
You know, he assumes a lot.
Are you mad?
No.
She starts laughing.
He did the right thing.
He did.
But still, he should have asked.
So our new curator's name is Cheryl. Our dues have been taken care of. Elis paid for them. And we have to go get our checkups. And we should probably introduce ourselves to curator Cheryl.
She smiles, gets your things. Come with me. She walks out and goes into the medical. She goes, can you give us a release form on our companionhood from the military showing that we are up to date on everything and healthy and da-da-da. And Risa's like, absolutely. And you can see Risa is dressed up to the nines in this evening dress, and she's wearing high heels, and I mean she's, you know,
Getting ready to
get ready
out.
to go out.
Yeah.
You can tell. She's like, of course, and she walks over and makes them up for both you and Rin, or you and Zen, and hands them to her. And Zen's like, Geo9er, she says, and he, yes ma'am, he's like, take these 2 forms to the Museum of Love and Beauty, and for us. And he's like, very well, ma'am. She goes, I think that'll work.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Okay.
Done.
Well, that was easy. Commander
Risa's
Proto.
like, if that's all,
Yes, Risa, have fun.
she smiles and out she goes. She goes, I'll take care of Prodog, she says.
I feel sorry for them.
While she's doing that, Ren's gonna walk out and go get a cup of coffee because she still ain't slept.
Okay.
Meditate or
Goodness.
something.
Okay, well she can have a cup of coffee. She's pretty tired probably, but you can work through it if you make your constitution check. If not, you're gonna be drinking that coffee sitting on the couch and you're gonna zonk a little bit.
Yeah, she made it.
Okay, she's able to fight through it. Been a lot of stress, a lot of shit going on. Dog, you get finished getting dressed, and your window or your port that's there looks towards the dock, and on the side of the dock you see an arrow appear in which script going down the dock, and it's probably 85 feet long by 35 feet wide. Just
It's huge.
yeah, it just appears when the dock workers are walking over. They don't see it, you know, you can tell that nobody's aware of it.
Nice. That's awesome. Nice. All right, should head out.
Okay.
I think somebody wants your attention.
Yeah. Are you looking?
How long are you going to take?
Yeah.
So you go out, and as you come through the cargo bay and go to the airlock, you'll see Seth, and you feel your leg, and you look down, and Mr. Whiskers is playing with her cat.
With her calico cat?
Yeah.
Cool. Headed out.
You see him down there.
Cool. I'll be back.
Be safe.
You see those soldier types in the armor leaving. They start leaving. They wait for you though. You go out. The cat follows you,
Nice.
and you head down the dock.
What about the big cat? She stay there with me.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. She's still sitting there. You would see the tiger, of course. You are so busy doing stuff and drinking your coffee, you don't really notice that your cat's gone. Not yet, anyway.
Both cats come with me?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
That works.
Eden,
Yeah.
you come on the ship.
Holy shit.
Where do you go? Kara, you and Eden, where do you guys go? What are you doing?
I went to Mid Bay to telepathy Risa, and
So Risa comes out the med bay, and you come up, and she's dressed to the nines. She goes, "Are you?"
you already have something going on.
Yeah, you. And she smiles and walks over and gives you a hug.
Oh.
She's
And
like,
whisper in her.
"Where are we going? Take me out," she says.
Okay.
And she nods.
First, can we stop by the temple of? Okay. So
A couple girls on, out on the town. She
You know
says,
it.
and she smiles, and she goes. She doesn't seem to be like concerned about it at all.
walk over and give Eden a hug and say, "Be safe."
I'll be just fine.
Okay.
Bye.
And
Have a good
she
night.
runs.
She's just like, bye.
Oh.
You guys go out.
Am I dressed okay?
Yeah, unless you want to go change.
Even though, try to telepathy out of Lex and see if she can. I don't know if she can or not, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're in the ship. No.
Step outside the ship.
Okay, so you're gonna step out. All right, you two step out. Eden steps out behind you. You kind of see him walking off and leaving, going down the walkway. You turn to your right and you see the guy in the black armor. He's just standing there. He doesn't even look at you. He's just standing straight up.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commander.
Smiled at him.
Comes from underneath the helm. You don't see his face,
Right. She'll take a couple steps forward.
Okay, she takes a couple steps forward, and at the end of the walkway, Kara, you and Risa are coming off and starting to turn right there. And you see a Geo9er, but this Geo9er, he's different. He's dressed in normal clothing, looks like a fighter type. He smiles at you and he has emotion. He's like, "How are you? Ladies, you look great. I hope you have a wonderful evening," he says. "Welcome to Lux."
Thank you.
And he walks past you and turns down the walkway and starts walking. Eden, you see this? You see the Geo9ers that are inside the ship? A couple of them look down the walkway like this, and then turn, and then they turn and look at each other with like concern on their face. Seth.
Eden's standing outside the door. She'll
Yeah.
greet him as he walks out.
He walks right up to you. He's like, "Well,
Well, good afternoon.
hello."
She's got kind of a perplexed look on her face, like a question type. You must be Geo?
What's your wisdom?
17. I need to roll it?
Roll under your wisdom.
$18 over 17.
You rolled an 18?
Mm-hmm.
So you missed your wisdom. You are slightly intrigued by this man. He's a Geo9er, but he's not. And you realize at this point that he is the one they were all created from, probably. And you look at him and he smiles at you and he starts to say something, and then you start to say something, and then he starts to say, and he looks at you funny and he's like, "Are you Eden? Commander Eden?
Yeah.
I know your father.
Oh, okay.
I bought some horses from him.
Of course, of course.
I also
Everybody knows my daddy.
Well,
It would seem.
yes. I don't really know him. I just bought some horses from him.
I see.
That was this year. Yeah. I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Geo Gorsbane, and I am property of the military, so to say, as you can see. And he looks inside the ship. I hope they're working out well.
Yeah. It's a little bizarre, I'll be honest, but
Well,
so you're
by the mighty
the original?
Gold Star, they are made perfect. I'm sorry, what was your question?
You're the original
I am. You can call me G.
G?
Yeah. They call me Top G. I'm not sure why, but he rolls his eyes.
She looks kind of confused.
I don't know what it means either.
Well, what can I help you with?
Well, I came to meet you. I asked your father's permission to take you out for dinner, and he said that was good, but that I needed to speak with you now. And so that's why I'm here. I've taken an interest in what's going on with this vessel, and crewmen that were made after me, and I'd like to discuss their abilities and make sure that everything's okay, see if there's any improvements, see if there's anything like that we can do. And
All right.
oh, of course, professionally, but I knew that I must ask your father first. That would be the proper thing to do. You know, I've taken a vow of chastity, so it's not that. And he smiles at you.
She'll smile at him. She kind of relaxes after he says that. She's like, okay.
The name of Gold Star. But of course, that doesn't mean we can't be friends or professional acquaintances. So if you would like, maybe to go out and have dinner.
Yeah, let's go have dinner.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. This way. And he turns and starts walking.
She'll walk with him.
The
She's so
Geo-Niners,
perplexed.
you see them kind of watch Seth. You've never seen them do this. They kind of peek out, like watch him walk away, and then they see you, and they go back to they go back to their thing. It's like the first time you've ever seen any kind of curiosity come out of them. And
He's amused.
yeah, I'm sure.
That's
I'm
not
sure.
narcissistic at all.
No, not at all. Well, they're interested in him. Anyway, Eden, you go off with him.
Bizarre.
Huh?
How bizarre.
How bizarre. Yeah.
Alright.
And so your light kind of extends beyond what it normally does when you're talking to him.
Okay.
You see Seth, as she's walking away, she's talking to him. Her light's kind of flickering and going out farther than it normally would. And she's smiling real big and looking at him, and they're talking as they leave and go down the dock.
Oh, interesting.
And you know she's angelic and all those
Right.
things. So, all right. We're going to take a break there. That's the first hour, and we will come back in just a little bit and see what is going to take place with our adventurers.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we're back.
Some menacing music.
I'm sorry, it's what's playing. Happens to be what's on. So, Kara and Risa go walking to the walkway across above the med bay and the void on their way to the hub. Where are you going?
To the Temple of Aphrodite.
Okay. That's located immediately to the right in the golden section.
Mm-hmm.
And so you head that way, you're going to turn going this way. Eden, you and Geo go across the hub and turn left here, and he starts taking you towards the mystic section this way.
Okay.
And you look over the void and this side of the thing, and he come walking up to here, and he kind of looks down at the building, or over at the building that's next to you guys, and he goes, the Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood.
I believe your father is a member of that organization.
He sure is.
They're interesting indeed.
Are they? I really don't know much about it. My
Kind of a
daddy-
secretive boys club.
Yeah, that's kind of what it always felt like. My daddy would never really tell me much about it.
I'm sure his connections there are what made him into such a powerful man. Besides his skills, of course, he's a well-renowned paladin. During the wars in Monarch, I remember hearing about some of his victories and conquests. He's to be looked up to for sure. But he went a different path. I used to be a paladin.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I fell from faith. It doesn't reflect on the Geoniners, trust me. They are as loyal as can be. They don't have... Well, let me ask you about them. What do you think about them?
Well, they're interesting for sure. They're, top notch when it comes to doing what they're supposed to do, but they're quite unemotional.
Ah, so you knew. You feel it.
Of course.
They have no spirits or souls.
That's a rumor that's been going around the ship. I didn't know for sure until just now when you told me though.
Yes. By my request, I don't want my spirit and soul running around in thousands of bodies. I mean, if there was some way to give them their own, then I suppose that would work, but that's above my pay grade. I don't really understand that. My heart kind of hurts for them, actually.
Yeah. We lost 6 of them on this last
Well,
outing. It's weird. I don't quite know how to feel about it.
he takes you into the mystic section, and you walk over towards where the Stardust Tavern is.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking that direction. He comes over and he turns in this building called the Luminary Order, and he walks up the steps.
Follow.
He comes to the front of the door and he closes his eyes, and you see light come off of him right towards the door, and you see it unlock. He opens the door for you.
Can I make a religion roll on the Luminary Order?
No.
No, it's not a religion. It's just a guess.
No.
No.
Hate it when that happens.
No, I got nothing. Angelic theory, local history. I know local history would be Queensland.
Angelic theory?
Uh huh.
Yeah, go ahead.
So angelic theory is NA.
Okay.
Because it's twofold. So what do you want me to roll under?
So what is it exactly?
Give me one moment.
It's a possibility with angelic theory. I believe that you might get something off of this, but
Hold on.
meanwhile, Kara,
Mhm.
as she's looking that up, you go to the Temple of Aphrodite.
Mm-hmm.
walk across the bridge, and it appears as you step on it, this golden magical bridge. And
That's
it's
really
cool.
neat.
Yeah. You go over, you get into the doorway, and it's like a jungle when you open it. When you go through the doorway, it looks like a jungle in here. Beautiful, different, completely different environment than where you just were.
Yeah, it is.
And she smiles and looks around. Wow,
Right?
what do we do here? She just,
Is there any people here?
you don't see anybody. You look around, you don't see any priests or priestesses or nothing.
Hello?
No answer.
Just find a corner.
Okay.
And I just wanted, this using telepathy.
Okay.
Um,
When you find the corner and you start telepathy to her, there in the corner a table appears with 2 chairs and wine and food. It just appears out of nowhere. And you hear a whisper say, "The blessings of Aphrodite upon
Why, thank you.
you." You see her smile, look around, says like, "Okay." She sits down.
Pour some wine for both of us.
Okay.
So we just experienced an entire year, and there were a lot of times where it was just, well, and no, it was 30 minutes at a time for each time. And some things happened, and I wanted to see how much you remember.
I'm starting to remember some of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know that you and I have been together for some time now, even though it seems like it's new each time, which is actually a little worrisome.
I can share what I remember.
I don't mean that. I mean, I hope that it's not just fresh love, fresh relationship. I hope that this lasts. That's what I mean.
I agree.
She picks up her glass. She's like, "Let's drink to our future." She drinks. You miss it? You find it?
I found it.
Okay. You guys have a while, and you sit there and you talk.
I
And,
found an editing error.
Two.
While I was doing that.
oh goodness!
I
That's why
know.
it took so long.
Sorry. Yeah. I don't want to
Okay.
interrupt. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, they're
Angelic theory. A character with this skill has knowledge and understanding involving beings of angelic nature. They understand the workings and layouts of the heavens when prayer is involved, calling upon heavenly intervention. A character with this skill has a base 10% chance to gain the attention of their deity or a being that serves them. Once the attention is gained, prayers are not always answered. Being answered only 50% of the time, depending on the magnitude of the prayer and whether or not a being can grant it. A character with this skill that has the ancestry of saint has a 20% chance to gain the attention of their deity or a being that serves them. The skill can only be succeeded once a week. But it also gives you knowledge of
good. Roll personal dice.
personal dice.
This is the notoriously
88.
bad rolling Eden.
88.
88. Okay.
88.
You're not sure. You don't know.
Is that just an reasonable for her bad rolls? I believe I changed dice with her. And
I know,
doesn't
it's
say-
just some character. It's just the way it
I'm
is.
gonna go buy a new pair of dice.
That's
That's
what
what
you
I'm gonna
need,
do. Buy
So,
one special for her.
You're not sure. You're not aware of anything. But when you walk into this place, it's filled with light, and it's a huge open chamber with a spiral, not a spiral staircase, but a staircase on each side that goes up to a deck at the top. And you see various people walking around, dressed nicely, like aristocratic. You're used to this. And he's not dressed like that, by the way, and neither are you. I mean, you are with your armor, but no one's in armor when you come in here. He smiles at you and he says, "Welcome, welcome."
What is it?
He closes the door behind you and he says, "This is the Luminary Order. We are angelic beings from the heavens. Each one of us related directly to beings of the heavens. And I think it's time for your admittance." And he smiles.
She'll smile at him.
Come this way. He starts walking into the room and then he turns to the left and goes down this hallway. People seem to be very nice when they see you. They smile and look at you and
She'll smile.
nod, and it seems to be like there's some sort of dinner party going on here. You can smell cigar smoke, really rich coffee-filled tobacco in the air. You look around, people are drinking wines and talking and all aristocratic looking in this area. And he takes you into the next room, and when you come in there, you see Pindar sitting at a table. He stands up.
Well, good
Eden.
afternoon, Pindar.
He extends his hand.
His hand.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
He's Geo. It's a pleasure to see you again. He's like, "My friend, it's good to see you." They shake arms and everything. And Pindar says, please sit.
She will.
You look around the room, and like I said, it's aristocratic everywhere you can see. Pindar is dressed completely different. He's dressed with a doublet, and he does not look like you've ever seen him look before. You sit down, and he's like, "I wanted you to know that I knew Pindar. He has, answered some questions about you, and he thinks that you deserve the right to be a part of all this, and that it is time that you are aware of your lineage, your mother." She is an angelic being directly connected to the bloodline of the gods themselves, which makes you immortal in sorts. You are angelic. It is only your father's blood that makes you mortal. If it weren't for that, you would be probably in heaven right now. This society and organization accepts anyone that is directly linked to that sort of thing, including myself. And your father is not part of this organization. He does not have the bloodline to do so. But you do. And so we thought it would be important for you to join our ranks, if it's something you're interested in. I'm sure you're like, what is it I'm joining and all of that, and we can sit down and discuss all this. Let's have a few drinks first and get to know one another, and we can discuss the possibility of you taking the next step, replacing me. And he smiles.
Who says that?
Geo.
Okay.
Pindar kind of frowns a little bit and looks down. "That's why you have come here and asked me to be here?" And he's like, "Yes. She is perfect." Anyway, he starts to raise his hand, and you look across and you see this woman come walking over that has angelic wings and a halo. She comes up to you, very, very modestly dressed. And, she brings wine in glasses and puts them on the table and pours it, and it's a golden colored honey looking wine when she pours it. And he says, "Thank you." And she says, "You're welcome." It's an angelic tongue. Do you speak that?
I do.
Yeah, so you understand that they speak to each other in an angelic tongue. You don't have it, you very well should.
I think I took it.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Angelic tongue. Yep, it's on there.
You understand them then. And then when he sees that you understand it, he smiles really big. He's like, "Oh, that's good." He starts speaking in angelic tongue at this point.
Okay.
And so does Pindar.
She'll switch to it when she speaks.
You haven't spoken it in a while. It's been years. It's a little rusty, but you can speak it. He says, High Command has commissioned the Geoniners to be changed. They feel that it is necessary that the G10s are feminine in nature, like you.
Her jaw hits the ground when he says it.
What do you think? Would you be willing to be cloned?
Can I roll my gut feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the subject you're trying to get a gut feeling on?
The cloning.
Okay.
Yes. With my proficiency 16 under 17.
You don't know if this is from Gold Star. That's the thing that comes to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
But you get no sick feeling in your stomach, but it is uncomfortable to think about this subject. A bunch of yous running around.
You know, I understand why you're asking, but I would need to pray on this, and I would also need to know whether that this was something Gold Star would want me to do.
Of course. We would expect no less. I would expect no less, and I'm sure High Command feels the same way. I can assure you the answer is probably going to be that he has no trepidations with you doing so. Or they wouldn't have sent me. You already carry the great light from within you. It comes out naturally. Those that would be cloned from you would do the same. You could bring light into places where there are darkness simply by accepting this wonderful duty and gift. You realize as he starts talking, you're like looking into his golden eyes, and you don't hear him. Like you're just looking at him, and you're not sure why, but
Did she get charmed?
yeah, like you're looking at him, you're just looking at his skin and looking at his eyes, and you get lost a little bit, and you can see a light coming off of your hand. As you notice it, it kind of breaks it because you notice that your hand is pulsating, and you look up and your whole body, you realize, is going, and you feel inside like a butterfly feeling and a warmth come over you, and something down here feels like not right, like you have liquid, and you realize you have to pee, and you realize you have self-actuated feminine parts and that you have to pee, and you get kind of embarrassed. You're not sure what to do. What do you do? He looks at you and he's like, do you think that would be okay? Did you understand? You don't even know what he said to you. You have no idea.
Will you excuse me for just one moment?
Of course.
Restroom?
He points the way.
She'll get
Okay.
She'll go.
All right, you make it into the restroom. You're not sure what to do. You got all this armor on. You're like, I gotta find a way. You end up figuring it out and peeing for like 2 minutes straight. You're just sitting there. You're not sure what's going on, but you got body parts that you did not have before, and you have self-actualized yourself and changed. We're gonna stop there.
If a bean is a
You
bean,
better
what
come
is a
back
bean?
to her before we end this game. I swear to God. Oh my God.
Doll,
Yes.
you're following with the two cats,
Yes.
and you know where it sends you.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
At the dead end bookstore, and you come up to it, and the cat goes in, opens the door and goes in, like it jumps up, pushes the door, and you hear the ding, 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 and it goes in. You go in.
Yep.
Grandmother Hightower is sitting at the table there, and she's smiling, and she has tea already made and everything, and she looks up at you and smiles. She's like, welcome home.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead and sit down.
What in the world? We had no idea that you would be gone that long. But everything is okay. Is everything okay with you? She reaches down and pets the cat.
You know, thousands and thousands and thousands of 30-minute increments.
Yes, like 17,520 times, I believe. If divinations are correct. Goodness.
It's hard to explain.
I am sure. So, tell me what happened that you remember. What took place? What would we be interested in? These creatures. I mean, what do you know?
She'll show her what they
Okay.
look like.
All right.
She'll show her like a couple of scenes of the fights.
Okay.
More detailed that way.
She nods. Thank you. Goodness, these things are not. Yes.
And then the experience with trying to absorb the.
Okay.
Yeah. That thing.
That is an ancient ritual. Requires a ritual to do such things. If you were doing it naturally, that is simply amazing.
I wasn't though. I was only trying. I never succeeded.
Perhaps that is why. I can give you some information. And she stands up and goes over to the library, and you see her kind of fumble through some books, and she pulls one out. She's like, the Verbidine Ritual. She hands it to you. It is a book on the ritual of the Verbidine Rangers, the specific rangers who allow ghosts to possess themselves. Perhaps you could find some answers in this.
Thank you.
Of course. She asks about everything that took place. She wants to know details. And how much do you tell her?
Everything she can remember.
Does she tell her about Timmy and the Nexus?
Yeah, for sure. And then also what happened with her trying to isolate
The portion of her and all of that with the wand.
and passing out.
She says there are two beings or two energies within you that create you. One of those is a great darkness and one of them is not. Concentrating on the one that is not the great darkness will weaken it. Giving the greater energy to the darkness within you. It works the opposite way as well. Using the energy from the darkness will weaken it.
Doesn't that put a piece of it into what I am doing?
Yes. It can. It can.
Why I didn't want it to be in a healing potion.
You understand that your gifts are dangerous. No matter how you use it. That's why we are here to help you within your witchcraft, to give you something to concentrate on. It is in those moments that you pull that energy from within you that creates the danger, dear.
I think I truly understand now. Maybe not. It seems very vast.
There is always a balance within existence, the dark side and the light. You have within you something very unique. Not many are born with it. Not only are you Neo, but there is something in you that we call echotrims. An energy within yourselves, within your being, that enables you to create power and connect yourself to all that is around you, all that is within us. It is everywhere. But you, dear, have the ability to access it. Unlike myself or others. We know a sect of witches that practice this, each of them born with such things. They are known as the Sound Witches, and they are a matriarchal group. One that will usually contact people like you, eventually. The fear of this, dear, is that if you use any of this energy, it is attached to the things within you. You must keep it at bay. Concentrate on your witchcraft, and if contacted by these sound witches, try to separate yourself and not go down that path, no matter how tempting it might be. I do have your best interest in mind. You have given a great boon to this coven. We are immune to the thing that is within you, the darkness. It cannot harm us now. It would be better for you to perish than to use this energy, in my opinion. For the effect that it could cause those in this world is beyond one life. Of course, if it is your own life, that is a difficult choice to make. Not one we would expect you to do so with. But there are those out there that will watch you. There are those out there that know what you possess. And most likely now they will seek your demise. Being here is good, for none of them are here. We can say this for certain, that you are protected. The coven knows of nothing presently aware of your location. Hopefully it will stay that way. If it does not, we will notify you. You will know before death comes knocking.
I think that the only reason that it's been that way is because of Ren.
I see.
When I'm not with her, I'm able to be scryed upon and demonated. I think that that has been what has kept me safe up to this point. I'm fairly sure anyway.
We are able to measure echo trims within beings. And you, dear, have more than we have ever seen. It will be difficult for you not to use this power, especially if your life is in danger. But trust my wisdom when I tell you, it should not be used.
What does that word mean, echo trends? What exactly?
Within your very being, at the smallest point of sight that we cannot see but we can detect, there are beings or consciousnesses that create the wholeness of what you are. Those consciousnesses put together create you. And within those consciousness are abilities to access a power outside of yourself, a power within yourself, a power all around us. It is in the very air we breathe. And it will listen to your call in whatever form you request. These are what we call echo truths, and yours are greater than we have ever seen. Perhaps it is the nexus within you, or a combination of it and the one known as Eris. For they are both separate consciousnesses put together by many consciousnesses from another world.
Thank you for that.
You are quite welcome, but please heed my advice and stay to your witchcraft. Practice your craft, dear. That can save you from any harm. It has done so for me and all those that are within the coven. She reaches over and touches your hand and she's like, and dear, there are those even within the coven that are greatly worried about you using these powers. Currently, they are not your enemies. I hope you understand. She takes her hand off.
I do.
It is not I. Stop there. Seth, you're in the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Security notifies you of the new crewman, Nayla, and that she is requesting a location within the engineering or the crew deck to do her exercises, is what she has said.
Okay.
Did we just tell her to go with the Geo-9ers?
What kind of exercises?
I'm not quite sure, Chief. She just said that she...
Ask her.
Very well. She says she was brought on board by the captain to train the way of the one skills to the crew.
Tell her to join me in cargo bay.
Very well. We'll do. You're in the cargo bay. Tazar's sitting over on a crate, just kind of relaxed, and he's drinking some hot liquid, and he kind of looks over and he's like, Commander, or Chief now, right?
Yeah, that's according to the captain anyway.
That's wonderful news. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thanks for getting rid of those little shitheads.
They don't belong on here.
I wanted to pound them the hell out that fucking airlock.
Right?
Yeah. Goddamn sons of bitches.
Nosy.
See his eyes start to get red.
Calm down.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, you look at he's like 13 feet tall. You're like, oh, down. He's like, I'm good, Chief. I'm good. Just makes me mad sometimes.
Right?
It does.
You don't need to be so nosy.
Agreed.
This is our ship.
That's right. That's right. So, I'm gonna go in my office. I got this paperwork to do.
Okay. I got somebody coming down to. I got to figure out what they're supposed to be doing.
All right. I'll carry on, Chief. And he goes through the door to go to his office. When he goes in through the door to go to his office, this young 19-year-old, innocent-looking girl walks in a uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And she turns and looks your direction, sees you. She has a commander insignia on, and she salutes you. She's like, "You're the chief. I was told to report."
What were you supposed to be doing? Oh, you wanted to work out.
She smiles. I had requested what is known as a dojo, she says to you. A location that is sacred, sanctified ground for the teachings of the Way of the One.
Oh.
The captain wants the crew to be taught, some of them I'm not exactly sure. She's going to divide my attention between being pilot and training the crew the Way of the One. It will be difficult. I mean,
he's standing there barefooted. He's got no shirt on.
I guard the teachings of the Way, close to my heart.
I'm familiar.
But the question is not so much the importance of what I guard. Is it what I guard, or it is me, one or the other? For we are one and the same.
Right. So, when the captain comes back, maybe we can find a separate place for you to train, to the dojo.
That would be very beneficial.
As of right now, I'm...
You see the airlock open, and two engineers come in. Commander insignia. Permission to come aboard, Commander.
Chief. And
Chief.
Do you have your paperwork?
We have. There's been a request for us to appear on the vessel.
By whom?
For the captain. She has requested some items for the ship to be loaded for the ship.
Yes.
They require that we accompany these items, not permanently on the vessel, but for safety reasons, he says. Anyway, it's outside.
Okay. And he'll look at Vela and say, "Will you excuse me for just a moment?"
Of course, Chief,
And
of course.
goes and finds
Tazar.
Thank
Okay.
you. And says, "We have a delivery."
Oh, very well, Chief. He gets up, walks out. He goes over and starts taking care of that.
And then goes back to
Okay.
Vela. Come on, Rayla. And he'll take her.
You say, "Come on, Rayla," and she kind of looks at the cat. She's like,
And then he'll take her
"That's a
to...
pretty kitty," she says.
Thanks.
Very pretty.
He grabs his clipboard and he takes her to... I'll have to get approval, but takes her to a room and knows where to take her.
Okay. All right.
I know of one place.
As you're getting ready to leave, Tazar goes, "Commander,
Sir.
they're asking this to be taken down to the construction dock, the ship."
Taking the ship down to construction?
Yes, Captain.
Oh.
It's over. You see an engineer come up. He's like, "Yes, Captain."
The repairs.
Well, yes. He smiles at
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
I will need the schematics from you, the details, before we can complete the construction. But we have all our crew ready to work on it.
Okay.
To do the addition to what you have requested. we need to know the details, but most likely it would be done within 24 hours, Captain, or Chief, he says. Sorry.
And he'll have to make sure that Ren knows that it's being taken to the construction.
The other engineers look at each other like, what the hell's going on? And one of them turns and looks at you. He's like, Chief, these items that we have brought on board are not conducive for construction. Cesar says, let us worry about that. This is my cargo deck. The engineer looks at him. He's like, very well, Commander. Very well. Because I'll take care of it. He goes, it's just the little light things and a few other items. A bunch of fucking fabric. What are we going to do with all that?
That needs to go.
That's going to fill half the other cargo bay, by the way. And then a bunch of fucking plants and shit they got out here.
Uh-huh. But
Cesar says,
those will actually be taken care of.
well,
I'll bring you the schematics here in just a minute. Let
the
me
engineer
run.
says, I'll wait out here.
Okay, and I'll run her to the room. And
Okay, so you're busy as fuck. You're
okay.
doing all this shit,
Yeah.
trying to take care of all
and
this shit.
Make sure Ren knows that we're going to the construction bay.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's why you stayed on the
Randy
ship.
tells you that you're,
So we're going to the construction bay?
yeah,
The ship
for the
is.
additions.
We knew that was going to happen, or
Mhm.
she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, it's okay.
And,
No worries.
So that's getting taken care of.
Yep. That's his job. That's why he carries that clipboard.
Right, right.
And he'll talk to Vela.
okay.
And
So she starts asking questions about what you guys have seen, what's happened, where have you been, what, you know.
he'll tell her what he can,
Okay,
because there are some things that he knows are classified, and he will,
okay.
once he knows what your clearance is and all that, then he can explain more. But at the moment, he has to be.
Well, and so you basically tell her that,
Yeah.
and you can tell her a few things, and
Yeah.
she's like, oh, of course, no, I completely understand.
But we were stuck in a time loop for a year, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Very interesting.
That can be very hard on the soul, on the spirit.
Mm.
I'm sure that all of you that have survived have strengthened that. That's
Indeed.
wonderful.
Got a nice bond with the crew. And
So, I don't want it to be a surprise. I know that High Command is aware of this. I was requested to come and do this sort of thing for the ship, and I'm really excited, and the name that follows behind me always fucks things up, so I wanted to just tell you. I would like to tell the captain, but I hadn't had a chance to talk to her. I know you're her brother, so what better way than to tell you, since now we have the opportunity to speak. My cousins are the prince and princesses of Queensland.
I'm sorry.
My mother is a princess, Princess Vala, the Queen of the North, the bitch pain, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I didn't want that to be a surprise.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And I'm one of the ones that was your services was requested for.
Oh,
I would like to improve my hand-to-hand. And that's what I was doing when
well, were you thinking mental, spiritual, or physical? Which?
physical. I wouldn't be opposed to the other two, but physical is what I'm trying to improve.
Well, that is what my mother taught me the most of, so I would be quite happy to facilitate that for you, Chief. Perhaps that will show my loyalty. These are not things that we readily accept to teach others. You have to be specific individuals to learn these sort of things, but fact of the matter is I'm here to help in any way possible. I know darkness. I have been surrounded by it my whole life. Whether or not I worship the gods that are here matters not. I believe that there should be something done about what is happening in this world, and I want to do all that I can to help.
If you're on this ship, you will see darkness. And I worship no one. Well, that's not true. I do worship my sister, but
smiles. If my cousins were to find out where I am openly, I don't know how that would go over.
Wait. Who are your cousins again?
Prince Vayman, Sith, Amore, and Princess General Reva, Sith Amore.
I've met General Reva and Prince Vela.
Velia. Velia is my other cousin. She's the youngest. I don't think it would be a problem for her to find out.
I haven't met her.
But Reva or Vay,
Yeah.
it's not that, I just want to be somewhere they're not. To tell you the truth.
I understand that.
It's not that I dislike them, they're anyway, I should stop talking bad about them.
You're alright.
I
It won't
apologize.
go beyond me. Anyway, I will have to tell my sister who you
Of course,
are.
that's why I told you I want you to tell her, but it will probably come from you, better coming from you than me. I don't know.
Do you need mats or anything?
Yes, I have a specific way that I need the dojo built.
Can you make a list?
I can show you exactly what it looks
The
like.
room is 20 by 20, by the way,
That would be fine.
if memory serves.
That would be fine.
I'm trying to remember the ship right now, so that's me, not him.
If the adjustments are getting done now, then you'll need to get this done as quickly as possible.
Right.
So I will try to mentally show you what it entails.
Okay.
As far as the equipment and the things like that go, I can provide that. I have that with me.
Okay.
Mats, everything.
And any additional, you can just make a requisition,
Okay.
and we will make sure that will go through.
Me, you hear it say.
Okay.
The captain has requested that I take care of all the requisitions from here out.
Thank you.
Of course,
Who was that?
Tazar.
Oh, okay. Then
He's in the cargo bay, and he's like, yeah, the captain has told me that I'm responsible for all this, unless she says otherwise.
that works. So then, okay.
All right. So
I show her where the room is.
okay. All right. She asked questions like, when is the ship leaving? She's asking a bunch of different
Yeah,
questions.
that we don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And then get him the schematics for the engineers.
They start bringing plants in and doing different things, and you realize that the light devices, he's got some kind of device that the engineer does that he's showing Tazar.
Mm-hmm.
He says, yeah, see, they're here, and he goes like this, and he starts moving, but there's nothing there, and he pushes it, and you see this stack of them appear. He says they go invisible if needed. He puts the thing in the little box, and you realize that they can go invisible when they're placed.
Nice.
And they can be controlled, like to move and things like that. He says all the schematics and the manuals inside. He tells you, but it's for an engineer. He says.
Right. Car's gonna go ape shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
And then they bring in some other crates, and when they bring them in, they ask where these go, and he kind of looks over. He's like, "Chief, is this the fabric, and then some machines? Where's that supposed to go?"
Okay. The machines are gonna go in Kara's room. I don't know where she wants the fabric.
All right. Well, I'll stack it. We'll have them stack it all over here right now, and then when
Rest
she's
of the
ready,
fabric.
we can take it to where she needs it.
Oh, the uniforms.
You're gonna have some additions, and so on the rooms and things like that. So,
Right. Yeah.
all right. Go back to Eden.
Oh boy.
You're in the restroom.
Still pee.
You are having an existential crisis. You're not sure what's going on. I'm not going to go into major details. I'm just going to tell you she's having issues, and it won't
Okay.
embarrass you or anything
All
that's inappropriate. But yes, something's happening.
Okay, so one of the things that came to my mind was the dream that Gavor had about her light being able to stop the darkness. And so in reference to all of that and to the cloning and to what's happening, she's gonna pray.
Okay.
She's gonna pray.
Roll percentile dice.
You wanna roll it or you want me to?
I want you to.
Okay. She's gonna pray. Come on. You'll blow on these for me? Oh, 9. Nice! Look!
Okay.
Nice. Yes.
You. So you need to blow on my dice from now on.
That's all you just
Evidently.
You feel the presence of Gold Star come down on you in the restroom. You're sitting there, or I guess you're standing because you had finished that. And then,
so let's say she walked up to like the sink where the mirror would
Okay.
be and looked in the mirror and
All
started
right.
praying.
you feel the presence of Gold Star, and your eyes are closed. You open your eyes when you feel it, and you can see the light coming off of you, shining, and you feel his gentle touch on you. It is your choice, my child, but you will bring great light to this world, no matter what you do. So he doesn't give you an answer.
She'll take a deep breath.
Okay.
Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Hold your
Okay.
shit together. And walk
You,
back out.
you look in the mirror and your eyes are like saucers when you look in the mirror. And inside the blackness of your eyes, you actually see some sort of nova-like star glowing.
Just walk out.
Okay.
Go sit back down.
Okay, she comes back in. Pindar's gone when you come back out, and Gio's sitting there, and he stands up when you come up. He's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Okay. I know that was a lot that I just gave you, and it could
It's
be.
okay.
Yeah.
I accept.
He smiles. He's really.
Yes.
That's wonderful news. I will let them know.
Of course, I have questions and I want to know the details.
Well, most of that can be told to you by High Command. Since you've accepted, they've asked me to tell you to please report to Security Control, and from there, the Med Lab. But they will need your blood and various other things.
Okay.
What you're doing is a great sacrifice. I know this.
I can still go on the ship, right? Be with my friends.
Oh, I know nothing
know?
about what they'll require of you. For me, I've had the freedom to do and be whatever I wanted to do or be. Even though I held rank within the military, I no longer am directly involved with that sort of thing. But
Thank you for this opportunity.
you're welcome. You see him put this pin forward and set it on the table.
Look at it.
So that'll stick to armor or whatever it is. It's a symbol of the Luminary Order. And that'll get you free drinks in heaven, he says, and he smiles at you.
She just started laughing. I just realized I dropped her southern accent.
Yeah. But
Goodness, maybe she doesn't have a southern accent when she speaks an angelic tongue.
yeah, maybe not.
It's just because she's speaking common. The accent comes through.
No, there's more to it than
So
free
sorry,
drinks
I
in
broke-
heaven.
broke accent.
It's all good. There's more drinks. There's more than free drinks in heaven that come with that. You have access to the libraries here. Also the sages that are located within this structure. Any questions that you might have, they will answer for you. And if there's any items or things like that within the world that you're seeking, or beings, they have access to finding that sort of information.
Well, that's quite the thing.
It is. Imagine it a spy guild that is not really spies. It's just a lot of us aristocrats, so to say. Angelic born. And so I know you have duties and things to attend to, but if you could report to security control, I'll walk you. I'll go with you.
Absolutely. She'll stand up.
He stands up. He offers his arm, almost second guessing, and then he looks at you and sees the armor. And he stops. He's like, "I'm sorry. I apologize."
No worries. She'll take the thing and she'll put it like here.
Okay.
Like she doesn't put it here, she'll put
It
it like
sticks to your arm, like a magnet.
Yeah.
It just sticks to it.
She'll start walking.
Okay. He walks you to Security Central, and from there, when you walk in, the security that's there is the chief of security and other security officers are in here. You no longer see Admiral, you no longer see Valkyrie or any of them. You come in, they check you in to see that you know and everything. Then these guys don't seem to have any answers. They're just doing what they're supposed to do.
So
And
she's gonna, make sure that they don't take any blood or do anything until she wants to talk to somebody.
of course.
Of course.
But they say,
but
"Oh, we
she-
don't do that here, ma'am, Commander. You'll need to be doing that in med lab." Which is where you can go next, and he hands you all the information, this packet.
Take it.
Okay.
She doesn't get a chance to tell the party, and they just start seeing clouds of Eden walking around. I'm sorry.
All right. They take you into the med lab, and they walk you into a room. And Gio looks at you and he says, "Well, I suppose that you and I can meet later sometime. I'd love to chat with you again. It was great to meet you."
Absolutely.
You feel a little nervous about everything that's been going on. As he's talking to you, you start to calm down a little bit, and your light starts to spread a little bit less than it was, because you're not. There's no anxiety. It just kind of starts to go down a little bit. And he's like, "By the way, I think you look beautiful today." He turns and closes the door. You're just left there with the door, looking at the door. You've never had anybody say that to you in your lifetime, except for your dad
And Carl.
and Carl. But no male or no
Right.
loving. You never understood any of it. Makes you feel really funny, and you're not sure what to do about that.
So turn around. Is there anybody else in this room?
No, it's an empty room. And there's a
Thank Gold Star.
there's a bed and some chairs and some lab equipment and stuff like that. And the door opens and you see Elis, and he's like, "Well, hello there." And he comes in and shuts it.
Well, hello, Elis.
"How are you?"
I'm alright.
"You don't look all right. You look nervous."
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I'm nervous.
Well, and honest at that. I appreciate that. As you can see, I'm not stoned. I'm not on the Mammon's lettuce.
Just start laughing.
He laughs. He sits down on one of the chairs.
She'll go sit down.
So, you'll need to take at least your...
Okay, so explain this. How does this all work? What's the...
I'm going to take the blood out of you, and they're going to use it to create more of you.
Are they gonna be like, the G09 or something?
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be, well, hopefully incorporated into the military in an equal manner.
And how fast is this process gonna be before...
Oh, it doesn't take very long at all. By the end of this evening, they should be ready for training. Training takes 8 weeks.
Alright.
We have a mage that helps with the process, but they all still are required to go through training. Though not a single Geo9er has ever failed their training course, it's still something that's required. And it's important, you know, we need to learn their specializations and things of that nature. Yeah. Any other questions?
I don't guess so. I feel like I should have more questions, but I don't.
Well, blessing's a gold star, as you'd say. I think this is a come to gold star moment, he says. And he starts taking your gauntlet off. 4 days, he starts unstrapping it.
There.
He opens it up and then he takes your blood. And, yeah. It hurts. You're like, what the fuck?
Ow!
Just a little prick.
It hurt!
You realize your self-actualization has done something. You can actually feel pain in a different way now. It's different. He finishes. And,
She doesn't look back at
okay,
him.
all right.
Like,
He finishes and gets it done, and he says, well, that's it, except for this. And he gives you some paperwork, and he's like, we need to have you sign.
she'll pick it up and start reading it.
It's pages. It's like 4 pages. And
She'll read it.
you start reading it.
Yeah.
It's basically a contract with them. There's no hidden clauses or anything. It tells you that none of these clones are your responsibility. It gives you... it tells you that your interaction with these clones could be detrimental to their training. Direct interaction, meaning that discussing who you are or your history, things like that could
Okay.
possibly be considered a security risk. Not that you can't be in the same locations or even fight alongside them.
Just no personal
No,
discussion.
yeah, no personal discussions and things like that.
Okay.
It talks about they will have no soul, they will have no spirit. Yeah. You see in the contract that there's a mage's name on there, Dustinian. Is the one that's behind the cloning process, and he's General Dustinian is what it says. Gives his rank as a general. It's okayed, and you can see it signed by several individuals.
Who?
Elis,
Okay.
the Admiral of Lux, your father.
What's it say next to his signature? Like why?
The title next to his signature is Commander of Holy Host Operations. You're like, what? You know that's got to be new within the last year. Maybe your father moved and shook till he got into the Holy Host to find out where the fuck you were. You think that's probably why his name's there, and now he's probably in it. Deep in it.
Okay, she'll sign it.
Okay, you sign it. He just thanks you and he says you'll be notified. You're supposed to be notified every time 100,000 of these clones are made. Each time they hit 100,000 mark, you're supposed to be notified in the contract. So, and then that information is supposed to be kept to yourself. You're not supposed to repeat any of those numbers to anyone else.
I won't.
He thanks you and you're done. You're free to go.
Leave with her jaw on the ground.
Okay.
She's like,
You
"God,
come
my
out.
legs."
You come out security control and you look across and you see the dock and the ship's gone. You're like,
Telepathy, Seth.
okay.
Where's the shit?
It's in construction, being fixed, worked on, whatever.
You can
Well,
hear
can I come
underneath
on?
you. You can hear underneath you vibrating and tools
She'll
and
walk over
everything
there.
under the dock, like under. You
Right.
can't really get to it from where you're at.
Oh. Well, how do I get there?
He'll tell you.
She'll fly.
Okay. All right. You go off the edge of the dock. You fly down and up under the dock, and you can see workers in the ship and everything. It's parked, so you could come to the dock where it's parked and get through the door.
Go in.
All right. You should see Tazar in there scratching his head, looking at these boxes that have some type of machine in it that has these wheels. And
Is she allowed to tell her friends what just happened to her? Or is she
according to the contract, there's no clause that says you can't talk about it or to military personnel or anything like that.
Just not the clones.
Yeah, you're just not supposed to talk it over with the clones.
You all right? You got
Doll,
Well,
Doll, what are you gonna do? You gonna come back to the ship or?
I wanted to ask her if she would recommend or maybe help me get the things so that I can start growing and working with lotus flowers.
Well, you'll need a body of water that's perfect. Typically, it's best done in cave-like structures that also have sunlight. With this particular strain, you're talking about a certain kind of lotus, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. You'll need a subterranean location with the right unique environment. And you already know that.
Yeah. What I was really needing help with was like getting lotus.
Oh,
So that I can
seeds.
start growing it.
Seeds.
Yes.
Okay. She smiles. See you put her hand out and she's like, what types are you looking for?
I think I'd like to start with the yellow and the red.
She casts a spell and you see her yellow seeds. They're all black. They actually look exactly like that.
Nice.
They're round and they appear on the table. She does 100, 108. She does 108, and then she does another 108, and then she grabs a couple bags and hands them to you to put them in.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh my god, thank you. Awesome.
Now, be careful gathering those. Don't break them. If you were to break them, the oils could get on you. You shouldn't touch them. You should scoop them with a gloved hand or something. You know. And you already know all that. So.
Always wear gloves.
Okay. Well, you seem you know more than I thought you. I apologize.
No, it's
Be
okay.
careful with that stuff.
I had a lot of time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, how's my son?
Good.
Sir George?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm sure I'll be able to gather more information than you've told me personally. If you would give me a few moments before you leave. She leans down and picks up the cat and holds it up to her face and just looks at it. And you see the cat's eyes get real big and its tail goes flicks for just a second and they look at each other. And the cat goes, and she says, it's okay, sets her down and kind of pets her, and she's kind of looks up and furls her furry like that and puts her tail straight up in the air, you know, and curls it and kind of has an attitude for a little bit. Very well. That is all that I needed. I will inform the Coven of the situation currently. There is another you, evidently. That greatly complicates things, dear.
Of course it does.
as much as we talk to you, we also have to talk to her in some way. Fortunately for you, we saw this coming, and she smiled.
So,
It's taken care of. In a sort of way. Her location is known and information is gathered upon her, and so I'm sure we will know more as time passes. Nothing that you should specifically concern yourself with, however.
okay.
Come back and see me when you get back, if you leave. It's important that we continue this conversation back and forth. This correspondence is very beneficial for the Covenant. We need to know what's going on out there.
Is there anything that I need to know about what's been going on in here?
Chain of command has changed in the city, on the station. Admiral Nova is now in charge.
Yeah, I met all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's very, very much a hard ass. You'll do fine, though. We are here if you need anything. As far as anything else that's happened within the last year, most of the time that it's been going on, and there's so much, dear, how could I tell you it all, you know? The war continues. The continent of Shield is burning in places. It's the minions of Asmodeus are rapid in the north, but not as far as would have been expected. It seems that Monarch and the bitch of pain in the east has kept them at bay. Rumors has it that there are even vampires fighting against him. It seems that undead are being used in a sort of way to keep Asmodeus's minions from continuing in the fashion that he would wish them to. So there are enemies out there that are enemies of our enemy. A lot has happened. And unfortunately, I don't have the time to sit down to tell you it all. But if you have any specific questions as time moves on, curious about things that you discover or that have happened, I would be happy to answer them. Just telepathy me, and we will go from there. Does that sound good?
It does. Obviously, it's still the same on the ship. I have no way to communicate once I'm on Sabrosa. There's no telepathy in and out.
Your orb should work.
What do you mean?
The orb you carry. The one that reaches to the netherworld.
Oh.
It should work.
She'll pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, the only thing I've ever done this with is deepening.
Oh,
I didn't know.
it has the ability to your mind to telepathy as well. I've also been told that it can read minds. Perhaps you should look into that orb more than you already have.
Definitely. I tried. I actually did try.
Yeah?
A lot of times. But
Well, dear, you were in a time loop separated from the netherworld.
Yeah.
You are not now. For a while there, we were quite blind.
you.
Of course.
So she'll put the book and put all the things away.
She say, have a good evening, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
The cat goes with you. You go out.
Take off.
You head back to the ship.
Yep.
Same thing. Same thing happens to you. You get to the dock and the ship's not there.
Telepathy red.
It's down in construction
Oh, okay.
underneath the docking bay.
Nice. Okay. And she'll
Try to find it.
fly down there.
Oh, she'll fly? Okay,
Yeah.
she flies on down.
Yeah.
On there.
Take
All right.
out her wings. Fly.
You know, Geo9ers that are working in the docks, when you both fly, they're like, what the hell? You know, you come flying in, they're like, oh, it's you, Commander, you know, kind of thing. So you go inside and you're on the ship. That's where we're going to stop this evening.
Oh!
Hope you had a good time.
Yes, thank you.
I did. Thank you so much. That was a great game. A lot of strange stuff going on. Eden.
Yeah. I don't quite know what to make of all of that.
Well, they need an Eve to their Adam, you know?
Oh my.
Really?
Anyway.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Hope you guys liked the show.
That's what
We
I get
enjoyed
for
ourselves.
naming it
Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share, hit the ding ding, all that jazz. We are Original GM, and we will see you guys next week.
There's a gift inside your God's granted me, a vision of the way to change reality. In the shadows creeping, can't rest your weary head. No time for you to sleep now, or evil it will spread. So gather all your friends and listen to my tale. Adventure story shaping magic and the veil. Dragons, devils, demons, and creatures that have failed. And heroes of the north, just please don't be scared. The heroes are the monsters to the enemy. It all depends upon the way that you proceed. Original GM, we're here to set you free. Come join in the adventure. Who you wanna be? Who you wanna be? We are heroes.